I read that the former president, no less a person than the former president, President Mahama, described Ghana's National Digital Property Addressing System as a 419 scam. When I read his reasoning for such a description, it became very evident to me that he has no clue about what he was talking about and was just engaged in parroting propaganda. I actually had a good laugh. Let me therefore take this opportunity to educate him and others who may think like him about Ghana's landmark digital property addressing system, which has been achieved in less than 1 year and something his government could not do in 8 years. I hope that in all humility, former President Mahama can now accept criticism from me, since by the grace of God I have now occupied the office of Vice President of the Republic. So what is the National Digital Property Address System? The National Digital Property Address System is a national database system that provides the digital address for every landed property in Ghana. Basically, every 5 by 5 square meter property in Ghana has a unique digital address on the grid with the region, the district, and the postcode. Every 5 by 5 square meter piece of space, land that we have in Ghana is uniquely identified by the region, the district, and the postcode. Under this system, we have a total of 16.1 billion addresses that have been generated for the whole of Ghana. It relies, and it's important to note, that this digital addressing system that has been put together relies on surveyed data from the Lands Commission and the latitude and longitudes to generate the postcodes and addresses for every square inch of Ghana. The digital property addressing system comes with the National Address Registry to keep records of all citizens on where they register as their office and their residential addresses. It is a system. The platform comes with open application programming interfaces, or APIs, to allow third-party application developers to integrate the system to be able to translate and use the digital addresses to help facilitate transactions. It is important to note that the National Digital Property Addressing System is independent of Google and any other mapping tool. Google will not give you the postcode, the region, or the district for any particular location. For example, it will not give you a register of data of addresses for every user. If you go to Google and try to find a register of addresses for every user in Ghana, it will look at you and stare you in the face and will not be able to respond. Banks, for example, cannot confirm an address by going to Google Maps, but they can do so through the National Digital Property Addressing System for registered users. It is very, very important, and this is where people like the former president get it wrong. It is very important that we distinguish the National Digital Property Addressing System from the applications that are developed to use the system. We should not confuse the system with the applications. The Ghana Post GPS app is a tool that helps everyone easily know what their address is. It relies on the open APIs of the National Digital Property Addressing System to retrieve addresses for properties across the country. The app, this Ghana Post GPS app, uses maps provided by Google, OpenStreet, ESRI, and Bing to aid its easy identification and navigation. It is expected that many app developers will integrate the apps into the National Digital Property Address System and utilize the address system to push e-commerce and service delivery. One can see organizations such as Ghana Water, ECG, banks, and so on developing apps using the National Digital Property Addressing System for their own purposes. CocoaBoard, for example, can develop an app using this system to find out where all the cocoa farms in Ghana are located. You can similarly do the same for rice farmers to find out where all of them are located, and we can therefore know how to target them better. Many people have indicated that there are other digital address systems in the world, of course, but those do not distract from the fact that what we have in Ghana, the digital addressing system we have in Ghana, is something that is pretty special. It's pretty special. None of the digital address systems in the world, and I mean in the world, focus on the local relevance in the same way that the Ghana Post GPS platform does. The Ghana Post GPS platforms relies on surveyed data to provide addresses. So the data is consistent with the data as in Lands Commission data. So when they tell you that you are in this region, it's because you are actually in this region as classified by the Lands Commission. These are your boundaries. No other digital platform that we know of has that particular capability in the, or is actually functional in that way. The Ghana Post, as I said, relies on survey data. That means that when you request your address, the platform makes reference to your district and region before determining your address, unlike other platforms that just use mathematics to calculate and assign addresses. The postcode system is built into this platform, utilizes the spiral matrix postcode algorithm to generate the various postcodes across the nation, where the center is postcode 0 and postcode 1 is 500 meters from the center, postcode 2 is 500 meters from postcode 1, going in a spiral until the entire district has been addressed with postcode. A digital address system complete with postcodes is pretty unique. A digital address system complete with postcodes that reference surveyed data is totally unheard of in the world. As far as I am aware, there is simply no digital address system available in the world today that uses Ghana-specific Lands Commission survey data to complete with postcodes. This digital address system that we have implemented is really leapfrogging Ghana into the 21st century. It is no surprise that this system came top after 28 companies, including some of the best companies in the world in this area, expressed interest in the bid process to provide a digital address system for Ghana. I'll now turn to the cost. Ghana is undertaking a project. It's a project to implement the National Digital Property Address System. The cost of the project, as advertised, is $2.3 million, including VAT. It should be noted that this amount of $2.3 million is the total cost of the project. It is not an app. For those like the former president, Mahama, saying this could have been delivered for free, please take note that there is a cost of the public awareness campaign to aid the public education and awareness creation for the digital address system over the next 12 months. You have all seen the Jack Where Are You billboards, internet and social media placements, as well as heard the adverts on radio. There is also an infrastructure setup cost, the cost of service, production and redundancies, firewalls, operating system and database licenses, as well as the support that have been all included. Third-party licensing fees, as the providers of this system made clear that the platform could run using any map provider such as OpenStreet and Google. To present a seamless user experience, they opted to pay Google for the use of their map services. An Honorable Minister for Communication, Mrs. Ursula Owusu-Ekufo, has made it clear that government will not be paying any more money for any mapping solutions provider when the current term expires. The cost also of physically embossing 4,000 government and other public buildings, the cost of training for all staff of Ghana Post as well as other stakeholders such as NCCE across the nation is included in this cost. So far, over 800 buildings have been embossed with their digital addresses, and more than 500 persons have been trained across the country. More embossment and training are going on. It also includes the cost of 300 smart devices equipped with the offline version of the app that are being deployed across the nation to the staff of Ghana Post and other supporting agencies to assist citizens who do not have smartphones. Cost of testing, that is ground truthing, across the nation to give assurance of the validity of the system. Of course, there is also the intellectual property of the developers. So how could anyone claim that this project could come for free? Would the free givers have given us free public education, free servers, free firewalls, free house embossments, free training, free smart devices, all of these? It is worth noting that other companies bid as high as 170 million Ghana cedis for this project. In fact, one of the most credible international companies that participated put in a bid of over 38 million Ghana cedis. The National Digital Property Addressing System is therefore value for money. Countries such as the Ivory Coast, Nigeria, and Mongolia are all implementing the National Digital Property Address System similar to Ghana, and none has opted for a free Google or other existing free mapping application. In fact, from the prices quoted by the international main supplier of the digital address systems, all these countries have spent at least 3 times more than Ghana in their digital property addressing system. For the former President Mahama to claim that Ghana's National Digital Property Addressing System and the accompanying Ghana Post GPS app is a 419 scam simply demonstrates a complete lack of understanding of the system. We have been witnesses to 8 years of his governance as Vice President and President, and we know what 419 scams look like. The National Digital Property Addressing System is not your 419 200 million Ghana cedi SADA guinea fowl and tree planting scam. It is not your 419 Smarties bus branding scam, and it is not your 419 $23 million runway at Kumasi Airport. It is not your 419 $952 million JIDA scam, and it's not the 419 $14 million mansion for the Vice President. It's also not the 419 657 million Ghana cedi Wyoming, Waterville, and other judgment debt scams. We know a 419 scam when we see one, and that unfortunately was the hallmark of the administration of former President Mahama. Ghanaians will find out more soon, very soon, as people are held legally accountable for all these scams. With the record that the former president has in the area of governance, it is incredible that he would have the effrontery to talk about 419 scams. We have spent $2.3 million on the National Digital Property Addressing System, and I dare say it is money well spent for the benefit of all Ghanaians. It is not money finding itself into the pockets of a few cronies. We did not spend it on guinea fowls or bus branding or overpriced mansions and contracts or ghost roads. We have spent it on something productive. As a result, Ghana has an excellent digital addressing system. If the former President Mahama can take care and some time just to read and learn about it. It was developed by Ghanaians. and we should collectively take pride in their work and not try to